Yo, what's up guys, hope you guys are doing good. So today we are gonna see, what if Naruto was student of the Dragon Sin of Wrath, part 1. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. So let's get into the video. Meeting Meliodas. The 4-year-old Naruto was sprawled on the floor in an alley as the villagers grinned above him. It was October the 10th, which is the day that was defeated by the Yondaime. The civilians always grieved on this day since on this exact day, the Kyuubi attacked their village and killed many people, and most lost their families because of it. Naruto never understood why they always abused him and physically beat him. Inside he wanted to cry, but who would he go to? He didn't have any parents, all he knew was that they died. Of course, there was the old man, but he was always busy at times. How does it feel, brat? One of the villagers yelled as he kicked him. Please, stop please. Naruto thought, sobbing, covering his head from, this is payback for what you did, demon. Another villager yelled while trying to kill him. This kept going around for the next couple of minutes until he blacked out. Now normally his healing factors did its job, but even with the constant beatings from the villagers, he had no other choice but to stop his healing, and after a while he became unconscious. The villagers were satisfied as they mumbled amongst the words like we killed the demon brat or we avenged the Yondaime. A couple minutes passed while Naruto was still unconscious. A figure appeared in front of young Naruto, said the figure was about 5 feet, had blonde messy hair sticking out a bit, green eyes, and wore a white shirt coat with some green, and on the back said boar head. This was Meliodas. Meliodas stood there for a few minutes before he slung Naruto on his shoulders and took him wherever he went. Holy land Ister, what's taking him so long? Jenna impatiently yelled, I'm too lazy to describe what they look like, look it up. I'm sure they'll be here soon, Zenari reassured. It did take a while to locate him, but it's been 2 hours already. Zenari sighed, there was no point in arguing with her when it came to this. Now, I'm sure the captain probably has a reason for being late, Merlin added in. He better be here, or I swear I'm going. She almost finished. Meliodas greeted as he appeared right behind her. Jenna turned around to see Meliodas there carrying the kid on his shoulder. Mind telling us why you're late? Jenna scolded. Meliodas put his hands on his chin as he thought hard on this one for a minute, but the answer came clear to him. I was helping the elderly people who needed help with their bags, he deadpanned. Of Kakashi and Guy. But you. Kakashi sneezed. Yosh. My youthful rival, I give you my blessings of youth. Guy yelled and then talked about the springtime of youth. Kakashi raised his head from his book towards the guy. You say something, Guy. Your hip attitude. Guy's face fainted and started crying and I'm tears. Back with Meliodas and everyone. Yeah, alright, anyway, is this the brat you were talking about? Jenna asked. Yeah, this is the one. He added. Well, let's get him healed up. I saw what happened. Even though he has that healing, it's not perfect. An hour later, Naruto started to wake up even though he saw a bit of black before his vision came back to him at 100%. He remembered what occurred before, so he did not know what to expect, though he thought that the old man Hokage or one of those Anubis found him unconscious and brought him home or at the hospital. But he found it strange that he was laying on a patch of grass. I see you're awake. Naruto jerked his head to the direction of the voice. Upon looking, there was a slender woman with black hair and wore unrestricted clothes. Naruto was confused as hell as to what was going on. Panic started to form on his face as he thought he was kidnapped or something. So, he quickly rose and started to question her. Who are you? Where am I and what's going on? Well, for starters, my name is Merlin and right now we are at a place called Ister, Merlin explained. Naruto became very wary. Okay, but what am I doing here? Naruto asked again. Well, all will be explained soon, and by the looks of it, everyone has arrived. Naruto turned around to see 3 more people, all being a bit taller than him. One had weird hair that was blonde, the other 2 had the same style of hair, but one had orange-yellow hair, while the other had brown-purplish hair, and… look it up. Ah, I see the brats awake. Jenna walked towards them. Naruto was still confused at whatever was happening, so he decided to ask his furry friend for help. Hey, Fluffball, what's going on? Where are we? I don't know about it, I've never seen this place before, but I sense that they have no ill intent. So, we're fine, he responded with an imaginary shrug. Flashback being unconscious. Naruto started to wake up, of course he didn't know where he was, but he seemed to conclude that he was in a sewer. Naruto raised himself up from the floor and started walking down the hall that was filled with pipes and water. After what felt like minutes of walking, he came upon a cage that had a seal in front of it. Behind it was something Naruto had never encountered before. So, my jailer finally visits me. It says. Who are you? Naruto asks. I am known as the Kyuubi no Yoko, the response. The Naruto points out, but how are you alive? Yondaime killed you. How are you here? Where are we? You ask a lot of questions. Fortunately, I'll answer your questions, the Kyuubi responded. You see, the Yondaime didn't kill me. Since I'm purely made out of chakra, it isn't possible to kill me. Even if I manage to die, I will always reform somewhere else. But I don't understand why you're here. Naruto questioned. First, we are in the mindscape. Your mindscape to be exact, the Kyuubi started. And since your Yondaime couldn't defeat me, he chose the next best thing he had, which was sealing me inside you. Naruto stood there as he took everything in. He knew people hated him and treated him badly, but now he knows why. So, am I the… No kid, you and I are both two separate beings, he answered. But why me? Naruto banged his hands on the cage. Why did he choose me and not some other baby? What did I deserve to be treated like shit by my own village? Do they not realize that I'm not Kyuubi? Kid, humans are blind to the truth, they hate what they don't see. They responded. Listen, I may be a demon of pure terror and hatred, but I can see that they are the real demons. Does everyone know that I have this in me? Naruto asked. Why didn't anyone tell me? The third Hokage knew about me being sealed inside you. But he never told you because I assumed that he wanted you to have a normal childhood. The leaning on its arm, he even made a law preventing the older generation telling the younger about you. At least you have a chance at making friends. Naruto stayed silent as thoughts went into his head. The old man knew. Why didn't he tell him? Why didn't he trust him with this information? After a few minutes of silence, they decided to break it. Listen kid, I may hate you, but I'll at least work together with you. I suppose I'm making a proposition. What's this proposition? Naruto broke out of his silence. The deal is that you allow me a better cage. This cramped sewer is rather uncomfortable, pointing to surroundings. Also, I would like to have some interaction with the outside world. At times I would have little interaction such as hearing and seeing, but it goes away quickly. Also, I would be able to talk to you in your thoughts. How do I do this? Naruto raising his head towards the… Well, since this is your mindscape, you can use your mind to change the area surroundings that started. As for the senses, just rip a bit of the paper seal on my cage. What's in it for me? Naruto questioned. In return for changing my cage and allowing me your senses, I will allow you to use some of my chakra at will, they said. Naruto thought for a minute, but he thought this would be a good idea. Alright, I'll do it. They nodded at his statement. Naruto closed his eyes and thought about changing the surroundings of his cage. He wanted it to be bigger and livelier. When he opened his eyes, he saw that he wasn't in a sewer anymore, instead he was on a patch of green grass. The cage was way bigger than he had imagined. There was a large tree with a lot of shade, a river nearby, some animals in the wild to keep the company of sorts, and the weather and days would respond to the outside world. The bars then turned into tall trees extending all the way to the sky and having the paper seal on one of the trees. He was shocked, he didn't expect this amount of free room and scene in his cage. The next thing he knew, Naruto was next to the seal and placed his hands on the corner of the seal and ripped that corner off. Then he got all his senses, sight, sound, touch, etc. Kid, this was more than I expected, and for that, you have my eternal gratitude and respect. No problem, I wouldn't want to be cramped in a cage full of water, either, Naruto replied. But then noticed that the kid was being carried by some strange person. He couldn't tell who he was. Hey kid, you might want to wake up soon, we're being carried by someone. Huh? Do you know who it is? Naruto panicked. I can't exactly tell since we're unconscious, so it might be best if you wake up, he suggested. How do I get out? Naruto asked. Kid, this is your mind, just think about going out. The Kyuubi responded. Naruto nodded to this. Alright, thanks Kyuubi. Naruto closed his eyes and started to fade, but before he completely did, he was stopped by the… Hey kid, wait. The stopped him. Yeah? What is it you want? Naruto asked. Call me Kurama, Kurama said. Naruto nodded at this. Alright Kurama, thanks. Naruto faded out. Flashback ended. Alright Kurama, what should I do? Naruto thought. Perhaps we should ask for it. Kurama answered. I see you talking to your tenant. Meliodas said. What? How did you know? Naruto asked. Well, I sensed that you were talking to him, Meliodas responded. Kid, these people are strong, and I sense they have strange powers, be wary of them. Kurama said. Who are you, and why am I here? Naruto asked while waiting for his answers. Well, first, my name is Meliodas. Meliodas introduced the two of them, Arjuna and Zenari. They are the druids of this land, and I'm sure you met Merlin. Druids? Who or what are those? Naruto questioned, pointing to the two druids mentioned. I suppose druids are beings who worship the gods and have abilities that only they have, Meliodas responded. Okay, but what am I doing here? Naruto asked. I suppose I'll tell you, but first we should tell you our story, so some of the things we tell you make sense. Meliodas said. For the next half hour Meliodas explained about everything. Over 1,000 years ago, Britannia was a land filled with kingdoms, which he explained to most of the lions. How the 7 deadly sins were formed due to the demon king and the commandments. They also shared a small bit of everyone's life. Diane and King got married, Ban was immortal before and revived Elaine, Gother got his emotions back, Hawk's incredible appetite of scraps, Escanar's supposedly curse, and how he helped the Sins defeat the Demon King and died, and finally Elizabeth, who was cursed along with Meliodas by the Demon King and Supreme Deity over 4,000 years ago, and how he broke it. Then talked about the commandments and his adventures with everyone. And that's our story. Meliodas explained. Naruto was shocked, he didn't know such a world even existed before, he never really thought about it before. But that doesn't explain what this has to do with me. Naruto asked also, how are you guys alive after like all those years? Well, as you know, I told you that Merlin stopped her own time with infinity for her research and such. Meliodas explained, so all we had to do was let her use the same spell on us and keep her infinity on. Okay, but why did you do that? What does this have to do with me? Naruto questioned. I can answer that Merlin stepped in as Naruto turned around to see her floating. After the defeat of the Demon King, we were in a state of peace. It was after all of that Bartra has a vision. Naruto nodded to this as he let her continue. This vision showed him that many years in the future, there would be a threat that is at the same threat as the Demon King all these years. Merlin explained. But where do I come in? After he saw this new threat, he was shown another vision of a young boy who was to be guided and trained by us who would be able to stop this threat, and that boy is supposedly you. Naruto was lost for words, never in his life was he of any importance. So, what is this threat that you speak of? Naruto brought up. 9 beings of mass destruction would be brought together by one single man who would destroy the world as we know it with their power, Merlin described as her Alden showed him shadows of 9 figures behind one single man. Who are these 9 beings? Naruto spoke. It was then Zenari answered this question. We believe that it's possibly a gathering of people or maybe the tailed beast. Tailed beasts? You mean like Kurama? Naruto retorted. It was then that Jenna decided to speak up. Yes, he is the 9 tails, along with the rest who are scattered around the world. Naruto thought about this for a minute before asking his companion, well, Kurama. Did you hear that? Naruto asked Kurama. Yes, Kit, it seems this person wants to use us as weapons to destroy the world, Kurama answered. Naruto was taking all this information in. If what they said about the world coming to an end, if he didn't do anything about it, he would have to try to stop them. So kid, what do you say? Meliodas asked, will you let us help you defend the world? Naruto didn't need to wait, he nodded in agreement. He wouldn't let the world become a hellhole. Alright, Meliodas clapped his hands together, but first, there are 3 things to go over. Naruto nodded, ready to hear what he had to say. First, we're gonna set up a training schedule to help you, and secondly you're gonna stay here for 16 years. Naruto's jaw dropped to the ground. 16 years he would be gone for a long time. Meliodas saw this to reassure him, listen, right now we're in Easter, which means time here is slower here than the outside world, and basically, hyperbolic time chamber, but like way different. Genna decided to reassure Naruto, basically that means that 1 year outside Easter is 2 years in here. Naruto dumbfoundedly nodded. He was going to ask a couple of questions, but they were answered by Merlin. We understand that you think that you would be gone for a long time and grow rapidly, but you forgot I can stop your time. In fact, I can make you age 8 years old from now. Will you train for these 16 years here? Naruto nodded before asking how he would be able to stay here without alerting his villagers that he was away. While you were asleep here, I took some of your blood and made a clone in your stead. After your training is done, we will retrieve the clone and transfer its memories into you. Merlin stated. So, what's the third thing you wanted to tell me? Naruto remembered that they had 3 things to tell him. It was then that Meliodas stepped in to tell him, we're gonna make you a demon like me. Naruto was extremely confused by what he said. Turn himself into a demon like him? He had heard about the demon's powers from Meliodas and how they were strong and had strange abilities. But why? Naruto trembled. He had been called a demon before in his life, of course he knew it wasn't true, but now it would make the villagers hate him more. The 4 of them knew why he asked, they had seen his life through Merlin's Alden, they knew his life wasn't the best one, but they had to do what they had to do. We understand, but this is important if you want to defend the world. Meliodas stepped in, besides, it's not like you're gonna change appearances, you would have the blood of a demon and have its abilities like me. Naruto knew that the world was going to fuck up on him if he didn't do something, he didn't really want it, but if Meliodas said he needed it, then so be it. Hey Kurama, are you okay with this? Naruto thought to Kurama. I'd say go with it kid, it would really help us, Kurama responded as he heard the entire conversation through Naruto. Naruto nodded in agreement, alright, I'll do it, but how would you make me a demon like yourself? Well, before we met you, we made an agreement to turn you into a demon like myself, so Merlin had been researching how to do it. Meliodas answered, so, should we get started with the procedure? Naruto nodded to him, he knew this was the only way to help him. Merlin used Alden to summon the tools needed to make him a demon like Meliodas, basically she was going to take demon blood from Meliodas and his DNA and transfer it into Naruto. Unlike drinking demon blood which makes you go batshit crazy. Transferring it and taking DNA makes you a permanent demon which doesn't have any side effects, and since Meliodas is a high-ranking demon, Naruto will also have the same rank and power as Meliodas. Hours later after the surgery, Naruto felt like shit when he started to become conscious. During the surgery, Naruto went into the mindscape to talk to Kurama about what would happen. They talked for an hour since time can be changed in the mindscape. After he was ready, he started to go back into the realm of consciousness. Next to him he could see Meliodas laying next to him, the both of them seemed to be on some sort of surgery table. Naruto did feel different, he felt angrier or felt more demonic power. Since he talked to Kurama for some time he released some demonic energy here and there, so he got used to what it felt like. I see you're awake, he heard Merlin's voice on the left of him coming towards both of them. You were supposed to wake up much later, but I suppose you woke up early due to the Kyuubi's chakra. Naruto nodded to this, he had heard from Kurama that he had amazing healing abilities by himself alone, add that with his chakra, and basically you have a juggernaut. He couldn't imagine how durable he would be now that he was a demon. 2 hours after getting used to his new body, he started to see some changes. When he looked into a mirror he saw that his eyes were teal, a mixture of his blue eyes and the green eyes of Meliodas. His hair looked like Meliodas a slight bit. After an hour or so Meliodas started to wake up and he headed towards the group. Now that we made the changes and everything, we should start the training right, Meliodas brought up. Hi. I'm ready to learn. Naruto shouted as he raised his bald hands over him in excitement. The others chuckled at his antics, he was going to be in for one hell of a training session. Time skip. 16 years or 8 years outside world later. Naruto was steadily growing at a rate that shocked everyone, of course they helped him with his magic and physical condition, like strength, speed, endurance, etc. He was also trained so that in due time he could wield Lost Vein, Meliodas' sacred treasure. He even learned Meliodas' ability, Full Counter. By the time he was done with the training, he was a bit weaker than Meliodas after he got his old powers back, in terms of power level at 24,870. Of course, since he was training with Meliodas on his demon mark he had a hard time controlling it. When he went too far, we would go on a rampage when he went into Wrath or Assault mode. Though in due time he had mastered his demon mark, which was a complex design like Meliodas, since he was a high-ranking demon like him. But since he had trouble with Wrath and Assault mode, they thought it would be best for him to keep 10% of his powers, while the 90% would be sealed. Making his power level 2480. They did it so that he wouldn't destroy his village when he went batshit. Well kid, it seems like this is the end of our training, Meliodas stated after his duel with Naruto. During his training with everyone, he had grown very fond of them, he would call Meliodas like a father figure, while Merlin was like a mother figure. Zenari and Jenna were like sister figures to him. Hi, Naruto noted. The day was the day we would head back to Konoha after his training. He never trained with his chakra, only his magic and strength, but since he would get his clones' memories and stuff he had hoped it would increase his chakra. And shadow clones, but like durable. Well guys, it's been fun and all, but it looks like I might have to leave, Naruto stated as he packed up and started to leave. Well brat, it's been fun messing around with you at times, Jenna bluntly replied. It's been fun, Meliodas called out. Come back soon, Zenari softly said. Hope the best for you, Merlin waved to him. Naruto nodded and started to walk to the exit. Hey, Naruto waited. Naruto turned around to see Meliodas stop him on his way. I want to give you one more gift before you leave. Naruto stood there staring at him with a deadpan look. What is it? Merlin, would you do the honors? Meliodas gazed upon her with a nod in approval. Alright, Captain. With her Alden ball lighting up and pointing to Naruto, it shot a beam at his arm. Naruto didn't know what it was, but decided to wait until it was done. Alright, why don't you roll up your sleeves? Merlin ordered. With a nod Naruto rolled up his sleeve to reveal an Ouroboros dragon-like tattoo on his arm. Naruto knew what it was as his eyes widened. But this is Naruto was shocked with words. He didn't understand why he earned the title of one of the 7 deadly sins. Dragon Sin of Wrath. Well, someone has to take up my legacy, maybe you can rebuild the boar hat as well. Meliodas chuckled at this. Naruto stood there until he started to tear up. The one man he called a father entrusted him with his legacy. He started to wipe his tears on his sleeve. Thank you. No problem, all I ask is that you succeed me. Meliodas declared. Hi. Thanks for everything. Naruto bowed before walking out, he was proud to call him his father. Upon exiting he was in a grass field with stone-like entrances. When he exited, he turned around to see just a rock entrance shape with nothing there. Naruto decided to go, he turned on his demon mark and grew his demon wings on his back and started to fly towards Konoha. Well kid, you've finally grown up a bit more and became more powerful, at least this shows everyone that I don't have a weak container, Kurama chuckled within Naruto. Naruto hummed before responding out loud, yeah, it's been some time, can't wait to show everyone my new powers. Now kid, we have to hide our strength, remember, deception is a key importance of a shinobi, Kurama disagreed. Ah. You're no fun. Naruto pouted, crossing his arms and puffing his adorable cheeks and muttering something in the lines of Baka Fox or something like that. After hours of flying he finally saw his village and decided to go to his apartment. Naruto sneakily made his way into the village by some means. Upon entering he headed straight into his delicacy of a home. When he entered, he saw how messy his room was and saw his clone eating ramen. Hey boss. How are you doing? Clone Naruto asked standing up to greet him. Naruto nodded, good, came back after all that training. He waited a minute before asking, did anyone suspect anything from you? Clone Naruto shook his head, no boss, everyone thinks I'm an idiotic dead son. He then explained about his days in the academy, how he was a loud knucklehead ninja, and how everyone fawned over Sasuke and the massacre. Naruto thought it was best to just absorb the clone, so he put his hand on his back and started to merge together. Naruto has all the memories in perfect detail. He also got the abilities his clone has, all his chakra, and knowledge of everything. He was satisfied with the work, since tomorrow was the Genin exam, he was going to organize and prepare for it. For starters he was going to clean his room and organize his belongings. He put his sheath and lost vein up against the wall and started to organize his room by cleaning up, reassess his furniture, and buy food that was not expired or not all ramen. Don't get him wrong, ramen is his favorite food that he would eat every day, but he had learned that he was way too obsessed and that it would stunt his growth and make him possibly weak. So, he had to eat a lot of vegetables. At first, he rebelled stating that vegetables were evil and that the only reason we had them was because Kami needed a balance since Kami created ramen. He was reluctant at first, but he learned to suck it up and eat vegetables. After an hour of reassessing his furniture he decided to put away his belongings from his training. During his time training his clothes started to tear and sorts, so what good does clothes do if they're not suitable for combat, so they decided to give him the same clothes as his father during the commandment's time. And the one he wore on season 2, he always wanted to be like his father, who wouldn't want to be and act like him. Of course, he didn't have all his traits, never always calm, and he didn't pick up his groping which he learned as he told him about Elizabeth and his sexual harassment checking on the size of her clothing. He decided if he was going to take on his old man's legacy, he should wear the same clothes that made him the man he was today. With that he put his clothes in his wardrobe and decided to go shopping for food. Naruto knew from his clone that people in stores would always sell him rotten food that was high-priced or anything high-priced for that matter, so he decided to use henge, which is an illusion to give one's appearance to change. Henge. But that he made a hand sign and into a brown-haired civilian with civilian clothing and headed into the nearest store for whatever he needed. Welcome to my store, the cashier waved. With a nod signifying his response, he started getting some food, basic supplies such as fire starters and first aid kits for when he went on a mission outside of Konoha when he graduated and other necessities for his home. Once he was done, he went to the register to pay. That'll be 1270 ryo and 10 ryo equals $1. With that, he paid the cashier the money from his Gama-chan and left. On his way back he passed a store, Higurashi Weapons. Since Naruto needed a new set of kunais, shuriken, and some storage scrolls, he decided to get that done now, so with it he went into the same civilian and headed in. Naruto walked in as the bell rang, welcome to Higurashi Weapons, how may I help you? Upon walking in Naruto saw a man in his late 30s or early 40s and saw a girl who had brown hair and buns and wore some Chinese attire sorting some weapons and other supplies. Hello, Naruto kindly said with a bow. My name is Hisaki Higurashi and this, pointing to her daughter. Tenten is my daughter. How may we help you? But that Naruto explained that he was going to become a shinobi possibly tomorrow and with that he told him what he would need. Hisaki couldn't help but notice that he was using a henge, so he decided to tell him while he was still speaking, hey kid, why are you using a henge? Naruto stopped dead frozen, shit, he was found, oh well if he was found then he would have to find more supplies somewhere else. With a sigh, Naruto turned back to normal. Sorry, it's just that people don't usually like me, whenever I go shopping people usually give me bad quality food at a high price. Hisaki put his hand up to stop him, kid, I know who you are, but I'm not like those villagers, you're welcome here anytime. Naruto still had his blank face on, he had picked that up from Meliodas, but inside he was happy that some people accepted him and did not treat him like shit just because he had them in him. So, with that Naruto smiled and nodded. Asaki chuckled at him and told Tenten to gather up the supplies mentioned. After 5 minutes of gathering it came down to him buying 50 kunai, 100 shuriken, 10 large storage scrolls, and a large ninja pouch. That'll be 3,300 ryo, Hasaki finalized, but the nod, Naruto paid him and thanked him. But Naruto wanted to talk to them for a while since they were so nice. So, since you guys own a weapons shop, I assume you use weapons? Naruto started. Asaki closed his eyes and put his hand on his chin to help re-jog his memories. Well, I'm a retired shinobi who used weapons before. Tenten nodded at this and explained how she graduated last year and started to work on some weapon summoning and… So, Tenten started, you're taking the genin exams tomorrow? Naruto nodded. Well, if you pass then I suppose we would be able to see each other more often. Naruto smiled and nodded again before speaking, you know, I use a sword too. This shocked both of them since he didn't seem like the type of person to use a sword. You use a sword? Tenten questioned. Do you have it on you, can I see it? Asaki chuckled at this since he knew his daughter was really into swords and such. Hi, I'll be back soon, hold on. With that, Naruto shunshin out of the store only to reappear back with Lost Vein in his hands. Both of them were awestruck with the designs and appearances. It was then that Tenten decided to speak up, where did you get a sword like this? It isn't anything like I've ever seen. Naruto chuckled before answering, someone very special to me gave it to me, as a gift, he trained me in using a sword. Until I was ready to wield Lost Vein. Asaki noticed the symbol of a dragon on the sword, he didn't know what it meant so he decided to ask. Hey kid, what's that symbol on your sword? Hasaki asked. Does it mean anything? Naruto had a blank face, before lifting up his left sleeve to reveal the same symbol on his arm. The symbol on my arm gives me the title. What title? Tenten asked. Naruto decided to wait a minute before responding, I won't tell you now, but one day I'll let everyone know who I am. He finished before speaking again, I guess the symbol on the sword just signifies that it belongs to me. There was a moment of silence before Tenten decided to speak up. Hey, do you want to spar someday? It would really be exciting. Tenten suggested. Yeah, sure, maybe another day. Naruto responded, well, it's been fun chatting, but I have to prepare for tomorrow. It was almost night so he would have to get home and prepare for his genin exams. With that, both Tenten and Hasaki waved bye, Naruto waved back until he left the store. That kid, he'll be something of a legend. I know it. Hasaki thought of Minato, Kushina. I hope you're watching. Back at Naruto's apartment, Naruto put all of his supplies down on his table so that he can organize for tomorrow. He decided to go through everything he had, but first he put away his food in his fridge. He then just organized his shinobi attire for tomorrow, since it was really important. With that, he was satisfied with his work and decided to go to bed. Can't believe tomorrow begins the day of my new life, hey Kurama, what do you think? Well kid, it'll certainly be something, but when you become a shinobi then you can show them what we're made out of. Kurama stated. I guess that'll be fun. Naruto thought, I can finally show people that I'm not a brat. I'll prove to them I'm a citizen and shinobi of Konoha. Kurama chuckled at this, since he knew what Naruto's life was. So he was excited to show everyone how strong his container was. Well kid, it won't do good if you don't get proper sleep, so why don't we call it a day? Naruto nodded, and with that, he quickly fell asleep. The kid will be something alright, let's show the world we're not to be messed with. Kurama thought before going to sleep himself. Naruto started to wake up, his eyes were adjusting to the light. As he got up to make himself breakfast for today's genin exam, he decided that it would be best to pass, but not get high scores to bring unwanted attention to himself. Naruto made some eggs with toast and ate it, after that he chose what he was going to wear, the boar hat attire. It was an honor to wear it after his father figure. His white boar hat attire with his green knee-height pants. After he got dressed, he took care of some things like brushing his teeth or watering his plant his clone bought. He was ready to go, so with it he exited his house and locked it up. He decided to leave his Lost Vein home because it would have attracted unwanted attention again. The academy. Naruto got to the academy in time, he was 5 minutes early since he woke up early, with a sigh he decided to head in. Naruto's classroom. As soon as Naruto walked in, everyone stared at him. He didn't know why, but that's when he realized that he used to wear that orange monstrosity of jumpsuit, well his clone did. The second reason why everyone was looking at him was probably because people thought he would brag about how he was going to ace the exams this year, since he failed 6 times before. With that, Naruto decided to go sit next to Sasuke since that was the only seat available. HN, dope, what's with that attire? Sasuke asked while he was still brooding. It was then that Kiba decided to speak up from behind him. Yeah, and what does boar hat mean? Naruto raised an eyebrow before speaking, none of your business. HN Sasuke grunted as he went back to brooding. At this time, Iruka decided to join the classroom. Welcome everyone, today is the genin exam. I want to wish you good luck. It was then that the written exam started. Of course, Naruto saw the place on his test, so he dispelled it and started to get only half of them right. He knew all the answers, but he had to fool everyone for one more day. Next was the shuriken and kunai throw. Again, he could have gotten all of them, but he only hit 5/10 on both shuriken and kunai throws. He felt like an idiot. Next was the taijutsu proportions. Next, of course he beat some and purposely lost some, but then was Sasuke and Naruto. Pick his ass, Sasuke-kun. One fangirl yelled, "Beat the dope. You can do it." Naruto still had his blank face on, but he was sort of pissed since the Uchiha had everything handed to him. It pissed him off greatly. Normally I would say Kurama started beating his ass up, but since we still have to fool everyone for one last day, we're going to lose this one. But the sigh, Naruto agreed. Iruka decided to be the proctor for this match. Ready, set, hajime. But that, Naruto decided to hold back tremendously. He felt like an idiot again, since he usually wouldn't rush into the opponent. He would analyze his opponent and try to find a weakness and think strategically, but since he had a job to do, he decided to lose one punch. But that Sasuke ran to him and punched him. Of course, this didn't hurt Naruto at all. In fact, it barely didn't affect him, but he decided to just push himself back out of the ring, and Iruka declared Sasuke the winner. Everyone was cheering for their favorite Sasuke-kun. With that, the last test was the jutsu test. Naruto knew his clone couldn't do the clone jutsu, but he still had his physical clone, which was his special sword ability. But since he didn't have that, he would have to fail since his clone never really bothered with it. With that, everyone except Naruto went up. He was told to do the clone, henge, and kawarimi. He did the henge and kawarimi, but it failed the clone jutsu. Iruka sighed, "Sorry Naruto, but you failed." Iruka didn't hate Naruto really, he was more neutral, but now he sees him as a little brother. He didn't want to see him fail, but he had no other choice. Naruto had his blank look. He didn't seem like it, but he was sad and angry that he didn't pass, but what he could do. He would have to try harder and wait for next time. It was then that Mizuki spoke up. "Now Iruka, Naruto may have failed, but why don't we let him pass this one time?" Naruto started to have some hope, but was crushed by Iruka. "Sorry, but we can't make any exceptions." Iruka said, "Look at that clone. It's pathetic." Iruka pointed out. With that, Naruto walked out. But Naruto sat on Yandame's head, taking everything in. It was then that Mizuki walked up behind him, sat next to him, and started talking to him. "Iruka means well, he doesn't want to see you like this." He started. "He really wanted you to pass, but he couldn't give you special privileges. But I wanted to pass, I thought I did well. I thought if I had failed the clone jutsu and passed everything else, I could have graduated." It was true, he thought if he passed the other exams and only failed one thing, he would be fine. Mizuki then smiled, "A wicked one. Well, then I guess we have to do the makeup exams." Naruto then looked at him. He had never heard about this makeup test before. It was then that Naruto decided to sense his feelings and emotions. It was evil and vile, but he would have to play along with this. So, he nodded. "What do I have to do?" Naruto asked. Mizuki was still smiling and told him the plan. Hokage's tower at night. Naruto decided to go into the old man Hokage's office to talk to him. "Ah, Naruto, how can I help you?" Hiruzen asked. Naruto greeted him and then he told him what had happened. "Indeed, this is troubling." Hiruzen rubbed the bridges of his nose. "Alright, I'll send some Anbu out when he arrives." Hiruzen started as he handed Naruto the scroll of ceilings. "Bring this with you, we have to make it convincing." With that, he left. Hiruzen was thinking, what has happened to Naruto? How could he see through Mizuki's deception? I will have to look into this more. With that, he lit up his pipe. The secret location. Naruto decided that since he had the scroll, he could at least learn a jutsu or two. But that he had mastered the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu Taiju Kage Bunshin no Jutsu and the Kage Shuriken no Jutsu. With that, he was satisfied he had more in his arsenal. It was then that Iruka appeared. "You idiot. What were you thinking?" "Haha. You caught me, Iruka-sensei. I only had time to learn 3." Naruto excitedly replied as he was about to show him a jutsu or two. "He's been out here training, I can tell," Iruka thought. "Listen, Iruka-sensei. I learned the jutsu requirement to do the makeup exam." Naruto lied. "Does that mean I passed? Where did you get that idea from?" he questioned Naruto. "Mizuki-sensei told me. He told me the scroll and this place." Naruto finished. Iruka's eyes widened as he thought about what he heard. Mizuki. It was then that Mizuki appeared throwing kunai at Naruto, in which Iruka shoved Naruto out of the way. "So, it seems you found our secret hideout, Iruka." Mizuki looked down on both of them. Iruka was hit really hard so he felt a little weak, so, that's how it is. Mizuki chuckled at this. "Naruto, give me the scroll now." "No. Naruto doesn't do it." Iruka yelled, trying to get to him so he could protect him from Mizuki. Don't worry, Iruka-sensei, I wouldn't dare give the scroll to the likes of him, Naruto said with some disgust at that last word. Mizuki gritted his teeth, but had plan B. Naruto, do you know why everyone hates you? Iruka's eyes widened, he was about to reveal an S-rank secret. No. Mizuki doesn't do it. It's forbidden. The truth is, you're the nine-tailed fox beard. Mizuki started, wasn't it strange that everyone ignored and hated you? Naruto sweat dropped. Is this guy an idiot or something? Naruto thought to Kurama. I don't know it, but if this is his plan to get the scroll, it's pathetic. Kurama answered. Well? What do you have to say, demon? Mizuki asked, waiting for the response he thought he was going to get. Naruto shrugged. Yeah, I've known for some time now, actually I've known since I was like 4 years old. Both of them were shocked, they thought that Naruto didn't know about the fox, they thought he would start freaking out and be pissed. Mizuki gritted his teeth harder. Well, demon. It's time to die. With that, Mizuki threw his giant shuriken at Naruto, but of course, Naruto inwardly smirked, he was going to show them that was not a dead last. So, Naruto grabbed the giant shuriken effortlessly and rushed towards Mizuki since he was shocked. He caught the shuriken, since Iruka was too injured to fight now, he could only watch at the speed Naruto displayed. With his speed he used it to punch into Mizuki's gut, making him cough some blood up and knocking him out. It was then that a couple of Anbu came to see what had happened, an injured Iruka and a knocked out Mizuki under Naruto's feet. Thank you, Uzumaki-san, for finding the traitor and stopping him. With that, the Anbu grabbed him and Sunshine out of there. Naruto thought he was done, but before he could leave, he spotted Iruka still sitting, injured. Iruka-sensei. Are you okay? Naruto asked while running towards to get him some help. Yeah, I'm okay. He responded, hey Naruto, I want you to come over here and close your eyes. Naruto agreed, closing his eyes, but he felt something wrap around his head. Alright, you can open them now. With that, Naruto opened his eyes to see Iruka's headband off and felt something on his head. He touched his forehead to feel a headband. Congratulations, you passed. Iruka smiled. Naruto's eyes widened, he saw his clone's memories, he saw how Iruka wouldn't treat him badly and actually cared for him, took him out for ramen at times, and more. So this meant a lot to Naruto. Naruto smiled back at him, thank you Iruka-sensei, I'll take good care of it. With that, Naruto took Iruka to the hospital to get him healed and headed home. Hokage's tower. Hiruzen smiled at the scene, he wanted his grandson figure to be happy and seeing him like this made him happy as well. But how did he get so powerful? No ordinary genin is that fast or powerful, I saw his records, they were barely passable, unless he purposely. Hiruzen groaned, everything was troublesome right now. Naruto's apartment. I did Kurama. I made genin. Naruto excitedly thought. Great kid, now we can show the world our power. I have to admit, hiding our strength was really starting to bug me out. Kurama said inside his mind. After talking to Kurama for a bit, he decided to go to bed and sleep since tomorrow he had to get his ID and start training again since in 2 weeks is the day, since he needed to learn about chakra. He did get his clone's memories, but he thought he could be better before he meets his team. The next day, Naruto woke up again, he made breakfast and took care of some things before going to the Hokage's tower to register as a shinobi of Konoha. He left and went to the roof to take his photo for his ID. He then made his way down to the Hokage to finalize everything. Hiruzen took a good look at his photo, very good Naruto, I thought you would have done something idiotic. Naruto grew a tick mark before yelling, hey. I'm not that stupid. It was at this time, the honorable grandson barged in holding a shuriken. Old man. It's time I get that hat of yours. He ran for a good second before tripping on his scarf. Is this kid an idiot? Naruto's sweat dropped. I don't know, Kurama remarked. Aokinohamaru groaned, hey. Who tripped me? It was then that the special teacher Ibisu appeared, honorable grandson. Are you alright? By the way, the floor is flat, so there is no way for you to trip. It was then that Ibisu looked at Naruto with a glare, it's the nine-tailed fox brat. The worst type of troublemakers, he has that same glare. I thought jonins were better than this. Oh well, it's not like I'm trying to impress this idiot of a sensei, Naruto thought. Konohamaru pointed at Naruto, it was you. Naruto's eyes twitched before grabbing Konohamaru by the scarf to pick him up. Hey. Stop right there, brat. You put down the honorable grandson of the honorable third right this instant. Ibisu yelled. Naruto looked at Ibisu, then back at Konohamaru with a blank stare. Just like the rest of them. Konohamaru thought, what's wrong? Aren't you going to hit me? Are you afraid that I'm the grandson of the third Hokage? Naruto's eyes twitched again before responding, you know kid, I was just picking you up from the floor. After that, he smashed his fist into his head before walking off. This guy is different. How troublesome, Hiruzen thought. Ibisu gasped at the scene before talking to Konohamaru, honorable grandson, you must not interact with the likes of him, he is way beneath you, while I am a special jonin. Now, we must be off to train honorable grandchildren. He looked around to see that he was gone. Honorable grandson. Where are you? I think he went with Naruto, though I'm not sure where exactly. Honorable grandson. Ibisu yelled before leaving to find him. What a mess Hiruzen thought, but Naruto was just walking back to his house until he noticed Konohamaru following him. Alright kid, what do you want? You've seen through my disguise, the rumors are true, Konohamaru revealed himself from the tarp. You'll be my trainer, and I'll be your student. Why? Naruto asked. Because you seem strong. Konohamaru replied. There was a moment of silence before Naruto spoke. Is this some kind of joke? No boss, I need a trainer. Boss? Yeah. Boss. Naruto thought really hard, should he help him? Well, he did feel bad that he was stuck with Ibisu, so he decided to help him. Alright, I'll help you, I guess I'll teach you some stuff. Alright. The park. Alright Konohamaru, there's something we're going to learn. What is it, boss? Well, we're going to have to learn the beauty of the women's body. Naruto's face grinned. Why boss? Konohamaru asked innocently. Because it's going to help you with a jutsu I created called Sexy Jutsu. Konohamaru was awestruck, he was going to learn a jutsu his boss created. Alright boss, show me. But the naughty transformed, Sexy Jutsu. He transformed into a female version of Naruto, clouds covering private parts. Naruto turned back into his normal form. There you go kid, try it out. It was then that Konohamaru tried multiple times to perform his own sexiness. Truth be told, he thought this move was a joke, but it somehow beat every pervert, including the Hokage. It's pathetic really. Sunset. After Konohamaru got the basics down, they decided to take a break. Hey Konohamaru, why did you want me to train you instead of that Ibisu guy? Konohamaru looked down on the floor before responding. My grandfather helped name me after this village, he said that it was supposed to give me good luck. But everyone just uses the honorable grandson thing, no one sees me for me. Just like me, but in reverse. Naruto thought, then Konohamaru continued. I wanted to be Hokage, so that everyone will notice me for who I am instead of the grandson of the third. Naruto thought for a second before responding, listen Konohamaru, I'm not going to lie, that's a stupid reason to become Hokage. Konohamaru glared at Naruto before he decided to speak. Being is more than just a respect, you have to learn thousands of jutsus and have the will to always protect everyone if you can't protect the village. What good will the respect be if your village is gone? Grown strong Konohamaru, then try again, but for the right reasons. Konohamaru was shocked, he had heard his grandfather say something like that, but he wasn't paying attention. It was then that Ibisu found both of them, honorable grandson. There you are. Come now, we have to head back so I can help you. No way. I'm learning how to become Hokage. Honorable grandson, to become Hokage, you need to master over 1,000 jutsus, well you haven't learned even one. Come with me, and I'll show you the shortcut into becoming Hokage. I learned one jutsu, here goes. Konohamaru responded, sexy jutsu. Konohamaru turned into a sexy female and tried to seduce Ibisu, but it didn't work. Honorable grandson, what type of shameful did you learn? Of course, it won't work on me. Ibisu had a bit of blood running down his nose before grabbing Konohamaru by the scarf to drag him away. Come now. You mustn't be with the likes of him. No way. Leave me alone. Konohamaru yelled trying to pull himself away from Ibisu. Hey Ibisu. Both Konohamaru and Ibisu looked at Naruto, who was radiating a dark force and had a marking on his forehead. His eyes changed from his ocean blue eyes to dark purplish black. He had activated his demon mark, leave the kid alone or else. Ibisu was shaking, he never felt this kind of force before, and before he said anything, Naruto chopped his neck to knock him out. Konohamaru wasn't doing any better, he fell on the floor shaking his ass off. Naruto noticed this before turning off his demon mark. Sorry Konohamaru, I guess Ibisu really pissed me off, you alright? Konohamaru decided to get up, he was still shaken by the amount of power radiating, but nevertheless, he was fine. Yeah, boss, what was that power you showed? Naruto thought for a minute before responding, that is a secret for next time. Konohamaru was disappointed, but then he said, that does it. From now on, you and I are rivals. Next time we meet I won't lose. Naruto smiled, I wouldn't expect anything less. With that, both of them parted ways. Hokage's tower. Hiruzen was looking through his glass ball. It seems Konohamaru took Naruto's lesson to heart. Hiruzen thought at least he won't try to sneak attack me now. With a chuckle, he got back to the main topic, but that power Naruto used, was it the nine-tailed fox? No, I didn't sense any killing intent or the fox's chakra at all, it was his own power. The mark on his forehead too, troublesome indeed. Hiruzen lit his pipe up again, I will have to look into this more. The next day, the day was the day that the Genins got their teams assigned, and with that, Naruto decided to get there early. He saw some of his classmates in, and some not here. Naruto decided to sit next to Sasuke since he was alone. Hey Sasuke, Naruto waved. HN with that, Sasuke went back to brooding. What a conversation. Hey Naruto. Kiba asked. Yeah? What's up? Naruto replied. I thought you failed, why are you here? Well, I have a headband, which means I passed. With that, Kiba didn't ask any more questions. It was then that Sakura and Ino barged in yelling about true love or who got here first. I got here first, Ino pig. Sakura yelled. No, I got here first, forehead. Ino yelled back. Naruto sighed. He had seen his clone's memories. He knew his clone had a crush on Sakura, but he didn't know why. Oh well, he didn't want to be in a relationship though. The two of them kept bickering until they saw Naruto sitting next to their precious Sasuke. So, they went up to him. Naruto Baka, you're in my seat. Sakura screeched, making Naruto wince. No way, forehead, that's my seat. Ino screamed, which, again, made Naruto wince. The two kept bickering again. It was then that Sakura tried to get Naruto out of his seat again. Naruto Baka, get out of my seat before I pummeled you. Sakura screeched. Again, Naruto raised an eyebrow before responding, politely. This is my seat, go find where else to sit. Naruto Baka. Sakura yelled before she tried to punch him, in which Naruto dodged easily since her punch was sloppy and slow. It was then Naruto decided to chop at one of her pressure points. This knocked Sakura out cold, pathetic, that was one of the weaker pressure points he hit, it would have made anyone weak, nothing more nothing less, but knock her out. Everyone was silent, even Sasuke. Not only did Naruto dodge her punch, which he usually would have taken, but he knocked her out. Everyone was muttering about this, although Sasuke was still thinking about how to defeat Itachi to really push forward. Hokage's room, everyone was shocked regardless, less than the genin, but still shocked. Interesting, Hiruzen said. What happened to him? Lord Kurenai asked. Last time I heard from him was that he used to wear bright orange and acted like a total idiot, but he's more calm, he's not wearing his orange jumpsuit, not to mention his hair is different. Hiruzen thought for a moment before talking, it appears that Naruto might have fooled us. There were gasps, then they started talking amongst themselves about how Naruto tricked them. It was then that Asuma said, what do you mean, Lord Hokage? It seems that young Naruto faked his skills, he must have done this purposely. His stats, everything. Again, more gasps and rumors before another jonin spoke up, Lord Hokage, surely, he isn't that special, sure he may have changed his attitude and appearances, but hiding his skills. We saw his record showing him to be the dead last. I can assure you he isn't dead like we thought. Hiruzen spoke, unfortunately, we have no proof, so we'll just go on with everything, now for teams. Team 1 Hiruzen spoke. Back in the classroom, Ino was taken aback and just decided to sit somewhere else. With that, she pulled Sakura with her and she woke up before Iruka arrived. Congratulations to everyone who passed, I hope you become an excellent shinobi. Now without further ado, let's announce the teams. Iruka spoke before looking down at the paper. Team 1. It went on until Team 7 was called. Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto perked up, Sakura Haruno. Both of them groaned in defeat before he spoke again, and Sasuke Uchiha with Kakashi Haddock. It was then that Sakura rose up from her chair screaming about true love conquers all, and argued with Ino. Naruto didn't hate Sasuke per se, it's just that he acted like a total emo, oh well, he will have to set his personal feelings aside. Sakura on the other hand was a total fangirl. She'll die on the first kill mission. Naruto sighed before Iruka announced the other teams. Team 8 will be Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Abiram. Team 9 is still in circulation, so Team 10 will be Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akimichi, and Shikamaru Nara. It was then Ino complained about her teammates and how it was unfair before Iruka used his big head to quiet her down. Those are the teams, and I'd like to say congratulations again and hope for the best for you. But that, teams left one by one until it was just Team 7 waiting. It's been 3 hours. Where is he? Sakura screeched. Naruto had been reading The Tales of the Gutsy Ninja by Jiraiya. He found it in a bookstore and was interested, and Sasuke was brooding still. It was then that Kakashi appeared. Yo. This Team 7. You're late. Sakura screeched again, making Kakashi and Naruto wince, and maybe Sasuke. My first impression of you, I hate you. Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes. With that, he shunshined away. The three of them walked up to meet their sensei. Thanks for watching my video, leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then sayonara.